Hey guys, what's up? Dan here. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the farming strategies that I use to farm more than 1000 divines without magic find in 3.23 Affliction League. This is gonna be a small summary overview video. Each of these farming strategies has its own video, everything explained in detail. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about these strats that I'm about to mention here, check the pinned comment. Now, before we take a look at these farming strategies, what am I gonna do with so much currency? More than 1000 divines. Well guys, I already have a few meters on standard and so many divines and so many good items, so many good viable characters. I don't need more currency than what I have on standard right now. So I am gonna give away most of this currency. We're gonna have a Mageblood giveaway this week and we're gonna have another Mageblood giveaway next week. For this week, we're gonna have 3 lucky winners, 1 Mageblood each, 4 flasks uncorrupted. In the pinned comment of this video, you're gonna find a link to a Reddit thread. Click on that link, leave a comment there, and that's it. You've entered the Mageblood giveaway, and 3 of you are gonna win a Mageblood each. Now let's take a quick look at the farming strategies that I use to farm more than 1000 divines in 3.23 Affliction League. Okay boys, and this is the 3.23 Mageblood Strats spreadsheet. We farmed quite a lot this league, not as much as in the previous league, because I was pushing quite bigger numbers than in Dota. I didn't have to run that many farming strategies to get that nice round number of more than 1000 divines. The first page of the spreadsheet is for casual players, newer players that maybe get a little bit stuck before they reach tier 16 maps. This is what I do every league. If you wanna copy what I did here, it's gonna work out just as good in the next league 3.24. And for those of you that have followed me along, you probably managed to get to tier 16 maps without any problems and you were making bank after the first few days of the league. The first farming strategy that I ran was boss rush in 2 setups. We had the Mesa at around 14-15 divines profit per hour, and the second farming strategy was Arrow's version of boss rush at around 18 divines profit per hour with the Mysterious Harbinger Campus. After we were done with this farming strategy, we have ran some city square expeditions, a lot of pack size, and since we were fully clearing maps with Affliction as well, we were only able to make around 8 to 9 divines profit per hour, and that's because these maps were quite long, right? If you're gonna add Affliction, you're spending a lot of time in the wildwoods, your monsters are gonna become really tanky once you're out of wildwoods, so your maps are gonna last longer. Because of that, we were only making 8 to 9 divines profit per hour. Afterwards, we ran some blight and boss rush in waste pools and we made around 25 divines profit per hour, which is really nice. I was running these slightly faster than 3 minutes per map, but you were able to make anywhere between 20 up to 30 divines profit per hour with this blight and boss rush in waste pools. Now waste pools were quite expensive, so I ran some maps which were Jungle Valley, but very cheap map. You were able to find these thousands of them on the market for around 5 KS, and although our numbers weren't as good as when we were running waste pools, we were still able to make around 16 divines profit per hour. Afterwards, we ran a little bit of a harvest and we were also using Affliction here, and we were only able to make around 9-10 divines profit per hour. Actually, I think I made 10 divines profit per hour with this one. Now the reason harvest was only 10 divines profit per hour is because it's a really popular farming strategy, and because of that the life force wasn't that much more expensive compared to last league. However, the numbers were still looking okay at around 10 divines profit per hour. After getting a little bit bored with maps, we also tried out some simulacrums and I was able to make around 10 divines profit per hour. And simulacrums this league have the potential to go up to around 15 divines profit per hour if I'm not mistaken, maybe even 20, since divines have crashed a little bit since I ran them. On an optimized simulacrum farmer, you were able to make 14-15 divines profit per hour. On the Arakalis Fang Occultist, you were making 8 to 10. We also ran a few legions and we managed to make around 20 divines profit per hour, which is really nice. This was a setup in which we were going quite high investment. I would say we were using sacrifice fragments for quantity, polished legion scatters, which are 18 chaos, or I'm not sure how much they are right now, but when I ran them they were around 20 chaos. We are also using the legion craft on the map device, which is 6 chaos, and we are also going with the legion campus. For legions, the plan was to make them as difficult as I can without adding life and defensive modifiers. I needed to clear them as fast as I could because there is a timer when you're trying to farm legions. Nonetheless, I was able to make around 20 divines profit per hour, and that was quite nice. And the final farming strategy that I have ran and added to the spreadsheet was another 1000 harbingers. I was trying to get a full fracturing orb or a mirror shard, but I got unlucky again. I wasn't able to get that really GG drop from harbingers, but since divines have crashed to around 120 chaos, I was able to make around 25 divines profit per hour if I'm not mistaken, or 28 with the lucky drops included. Yeah, around 28 divines profit per hour, maybe even 30 with the lucky drops included. But please keep in mind there are a lot of lucky drops here, so harbingers were a 20 to 25 divines profit per hour farming strategy when I ran these 1000, which although sounds a lot, it wasn't that much. It only took me 120 maps since we were running around 8.3 harbingers per map. So these were the farming strategies that I have added to this spreadsheet. I have run another two. One of them was with the blights and affliction, but if I'm gonna show you blights and afflictions, it's basically running uber bosses in your maps. And some blight encounters, in case you guys don't know, spawn up to 18 blight bosses per map, which is absolutely insane because these guys are actually tankier than uber bosses. So not a lot of you are gonna be able to run these blights even in an open layout, which is a little bit easier because you can build a lot of towers. You're gonna struggle quite a lot. You're not gonna be able to use the compasses that give you higher tier of oils, and you're gonna have to struggle quite a lot, guys. And those maps were really long, at 7, 8, maybe even 9 minutes spent per map, because the monsters were extremely tanky and the blights were extremely difficult. We were getting 2 times the loot per map, but we were spending 3 times the amount of time per map compared to just running basic blights, so we actually ended up making less profit per hour. And this brings us to the main topic of this video, which is, was Affliction a good league? And this is a section of the video that I had to record multiple times, because how am I gonna say this without upsetting most of you watching this video? It's a bit hard. I know that most of you enjoyed running Affliction, but you have to understand that it's not healthy for the game. It's not healthy to have every player farming 30 to 50 divines profit per hour. It's too much, guys, right? The difficulty was too much, the rewards were too much. And you have to keep in mind also that the rewards were too much, not because Affliction is a really rewarding mechanic. The rewards were so high because players were exploiting an already difficult and rewarding mechanic by adding abyss in their maps. So they were using the projectile exploit and they were spawning so many rares. The game was lagging so much that you had players with GGPCs run the game at 5 to 10 FPS as they were picking up loot, not as they were playing. Let's be honest, it was too much, but despite that, I am a little bit sad that it's getting removed from the game, because it should have been kept in the game, however capped, right? No more than 3k juice. You're not gonna be able to drop mirrors and stacks of 50, 100 guys, 100 divines. I think I saw a 201 divine drop on Reddit a few days ago. Yeah, it was too much, but maybe it's gonna get added back into the game in a few leagues, capped at 3, maybe 4k juice in terms of the difficulty, in terms of the rewards. Maybe reduce that exponential scaling a little bit so that casual players can enjoy this amazing new mechanic that the GGG has put a lot of work in. The ascendancies were really nice, the way the wildwood looks, the visuals were really nice. Exploring the wildwoods was a lot of fun. However, once you ended up with a lot of juice, your maps were really difficult, they were really long. And you have to keep in mind that there are gonna be heavy repercussions next league when players are not gonna be making these numbers. They're not gonna be able to get a lot of currency in all kind of setups. They're gonna start juicing their maps, and they're probably gonna end up losing currency, right? So Affliction was not healthy for the game. However, just removing it after putting in so much work into this league mechanic, I would say that it's also a pretty bad idea. Keep it in the game, cap it at 3k. Casual players are gonna really enjoy it, right? So most of us usually play the game a lot in the first few days, in the first week, and afterwards we reduce the time that we spend in game to around 1 to maybe 3 hours, maybe a little bit more on weekends, but on average I think I played around 2.5 hours per day this league. So this was my honest review of Affliction League. Overall 8-9 out of 10 League. Affliction a 5 mechanic because of its difficulty and the rewards. If GGG are gonna cap it, I would love to see it back in the game. I would love to play another 50-100 maps per league with Afflictions in Arc and Ghost setups. The Wildwood was nice, the visuals were nice, the ascendancies were amazing, but you know guys, sometimes too much is just too much, right? It was too much, everything was too much. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to join the Mageblood giveaway. Maybe you have some more questions about this farming strategy, so you can join the CasualDan Discord. I can help you out with your builds, with the farming strategies that I've shown you on this channel. Don't forget to like the video, drop a sub if you're new on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.